So on the last day of the group stage of IEM Cologne 2022, we saw Liquid defeat Cloud9 in the lower bracket final. In the lower bracket semifinal, which is something I don't think anyone saw coming, as Liquid are currently ranked 16th in the world and Cloud9 are ranked 4th.
Yeah, Cloud9 are also coming off that IEM Dallas win, and their pieces even seem to be performing at a high level this tournament. Shiro is playing pretty well, but the big storyline a lot of people are talking about is the fact that Nafany, I believe at some point in not the Liquid series, the series before that, he was like 0-17. And it definitely seemed like there was factors that were hurting their play. And they typically play a lot more cohesive than they were playing in the games today. But they got beat pretty badly by Liquid.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting too because this Cloud9 roster has been together for a very long time, whereas Liquid are seeing Yakindar just step in for the time being, and even OC isn't the most seasoned veteran compared to the other players. So this was definitely a shock to the world.
I definitely think that it's starting this transition of newer teams coming in and taking the places, because Cloud9 and Heroic are two teams that have been in the top five for like a little over a year now, and I think we're starting to see that transition where they're slowly going to start getting overtaken unless they change either a player out, which I don't think C9 should at this point, or change how they play.
Yeah, I think teams are just starting to read them a little better. I think their playstyle was really unique when they first came onto the scene, and it was also like down to a T. But now that the teams have kind of developed more and CS is elevated as a whole, I think Cloud9 are kind of starting to look more and more average when you compare
Yeah.
them.
I also think when you look at a team like Cloud9, you would never think they stand a chance against a team like FaZe or Navi. They did beat FaZe at Dallas, but there were some external circumstances there that could definitely affect that result towards them. But there just isn't, like, at this stage, I think they need to change either the IGL out so they've come in with a different style of play, or just decide what they're going to switch up in their style so they can actually compete for titles. They should have been in the playoffs though.
Yeah,
But
I personally still think Cloud9, this roster they should stick with. I think they're a very good team right now. And this honestly could have been like a fluke loss or a rough tournament or a rough camp or anything. But it is a shame that they didn't make playoffs. I definitely believe they belong there as opposed to like a movie star or a Mouse or even a Strawless.
yeah, it is a shame that the playoffs are filled with a couple teams that a lot of people are definitely going to question, like the legitimacy of the event, depending on what the finals are. But I just think those teams just way over like prepared compared to the like Cloud9, who have been going to a bunch of events lately.
Yeah, definitely a lot of shocking outcomes for what a lot of people consider the biggest non-major tournament in Counter-Strike. And
Yeah, you could definitely argue it's bigger than some of the majors.
yeah, and it really sucks too to see we won't get the chance to see how C9 perform on a stage once again. I feel like that still hasn't been tried enough, even though they did compete in front of a pretty big crowd at Dallas. I would definitely like
Yeah.
to see how they compared to the Bright Lights.